Hi everyone. Today I have the pleasure to have Chiara Ventura with us at Furt'Her for our interviews on YouTube. I'm very happy to have Chiara on board today because we met at this INATBA Gala dinner a few weeks ago, and it was amazing to see that with her project CHAISE, she won in the category of the learning and awareness category, in which I was also nominated with Furt'Her. But Chiara will let us know a little bit more about the project and how she started into the blockchain technology. So first, Chiara, I would like to thank you for being here
Thank
today
you.
with us. And I would like to ask you to tell us a little bit about your background and how did you start with the blockchain industry?
Sure. So thank you, first of all, for having me here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure that you asked me to dive a little bit into CHAISE and the project we have been promoting this year. And it's great to be involved in an initiative such Furt'Her. It's great to see what you're doing. So it's really a pleasure. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about on my background and how I got here because it actually is it's happened unexpectedly. I didn't when I started. It was end of 2019. Um, I didn't know anything about blockchain apart from the fact that Bitcoin existed and a few notions that I learned in China during the period where I was studying abroad. And there's been this whole leapfrogging of technologies there. So people were already starting to discuss blockchain in the university when I was. So it was kind of interesting to see. And then I came back to Italy and I was doing a master's in digital marketing. And it was around startups, and I knew that I wanted to work in innovation and with startups. And I saw there's a ad of an internship in a blockchain company in the marketing sector, and I just applied. Encouraged by a friend, a colleague that had already some experience, and so I basically started to have in-house training on blockchain, a lot of reading and mentorship by the other company members who taught me what blockchain was, the whole philosophy. And after that, I started the journey, and I'm really grateful that I made that choice.
And I love to read your story because it's very inspirational for all the women who don't have a clue about blockchain, because you came in through another department, through marketing, and you got trained in the startup and in the company.
Yes,
So that's very
exactly.
interesting. And you got all the materials to understand what it was then.
Yes, it was. Sometimes it wasn't necessarily structured. It was a lot of shadowing. And then, of course, I got readings to do, some books that were recommended. And by seeing projects, how they were developing, by being around developers. I mean, I'm not a technical person, but I was around developers every day. I started to understand what was really behind the projects and the technology better. And so this is more or less like what my journey has been. So, but it's kind of common. It was common, at least I know it's just a few years ago, but it was really common in 2019. There weren't so many resources like we have now, and still we have a problem in that sense. And companies were basically doing that. They were training people in-house.
Yeah.
Because there weren't people out there already knowledgeable about blockchain, at least not so many, and at least not in Europe or Italy. So,
But did you have many colleagues that were not technical and were having an interest into joining blockchain startups?
absolutely. In 2019, we weren't many, but following the following years, 2021 or so, we started receiving a lot of interest from people who were not developers, did not already have necessarily a strong blockchain knowledge, but wanted to know more and were curious and wanted to start collaborating with us and learning. Because the word spread that we were doing that, they started collaborating with us. Of course, we have a great relationship with universities, We started having interns from universities in Italy that we had connections with, so they knew that they would come with to the company and start learning as well. So it was an actual internship, and they would learn about blockchain, which I mean is something that didn't happen often at the time.
No, indeed, it's nice to see that it's on the rise, that it's opening to the mass market, that the industry is opening to different profiles. It's very interesting, yeah, that you can see that it's on the rise.
Yes, yes, and this is something that actually we have seen in CHAISE, like the project that we are here to discuss today. There's not just developers that are needed, and people who are developers who are interested in joining professionally the realm of blockchain. There are also other professional figures, and so yes, this is on the rise for if you want to say for mainstream, not techie people, then yes, definitely. Finance professionals, marketing professionals, service managers, this kind of professional figures are also very important and needed in blockchain right now.
It's really inspiring, and it's really nice to meet you online. And you are mentioning about your journey in blockchain, but I would like to know what are your main interests in Web3?
This is another question because really what interests me is that effect that blockchain is having on society and on people, individuals already, and it's going to have. I mean, with Web3 is not just a technological thing or a leap. It's a revolution, also in ethical terms. I mean, one of the challenges that we're facing right now is how to manage data, how to rely on technologies in a trustful way. And as more data is collected in every person's daily life, it can get compromised, right? Now, the decentralized philosophy of Web3 offers more power and control over personal data and a shift away from the centralized world order, let's say, and often controversial also nature of the word, which is based on Web2. And what interests me so is the transformative impact of the technology on the society, which is something that we have covered as well in one of the reports of INATBA Education Working Group that I'm part of. This, of course, has some challenges because with this shift, there is also more individual responsibility that we have to have on how to use the technology, what to do with the technology. So we need to be equipped and build skills that help us navigate this Web3 world, which I think at least is not so distant in future. So what interests me is more than something specific about the technology, some specific aspect. I don't know, think about zero knowledge or something. I would say that it's the way it's transforming the society. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, sure. I wanted to jump on what you were saying, that we need also to educate people to learn how to be the owner of their data, because this is the main asset of Web3. When they have been used and told in Web2 that everything is easy, that we take care of everything for you. So
it's not like that.
Now we have to tell them, no, take again your responsibility. And this shift, it's a bit difficult when you are used that you are told that everything is being taken care for you, and that you just have to accept or deny some cookies or whatever.
Exactly.
But now we are in another mindset that we would like to build something more decentralized with more power and control on our own data, but it requires this personal responsibility. And as you said, it requires education. And I want to dive into the next question and ask you. You won this award at INATBA last a few weeks ago, and with this project of CHAISE, CHAISE project. And I was wondering, can you tell us a little bit more about it and what you do with this project and how it has been built and everything?
Sure, absolutely. So CHAISE is called CHAISE Blockchain Skills for Europe. So maybe it's more understandable,
Yes.
with the whole name instead of just CHAISE, which for French speakers, I'm told it's quite weird.
Yes,
So
it is.
let's call it, yes, right? So let's say Blockchain Skills for Europe as well. So it's a sector skills alliance funded by the Erasmus Plus program, and as its main objective to formulate a strategy for whole Europe to tackle blockchain skills shortages and fix the imbalance between blockchain skill supply and demand that we have found exists through our research exists in the market. With differences between countries, European countries, but it's general for the whole European area. And the consortium basically stands out from other projects for its strategic approach oriented to the needs of the sector, because every research that we have provided, it was based on an analysis and monitoring of professional requirements of the market. We do that every year. We analyze the market. We find blockchain job ads. We review the national offerings in terms of blockchain courses, and so we base everything that we do on data that we collect locally, because we are 23 different partners from different European countries. So I would say we represent quite well all the countries of Europe. And we work in synergy to develop a complete learning ecosystem, which the idea is that it's going to be accessible to all. In fact, we have developed materials in various European languages, and we offer educational resources that should be accessible to all. So this is what we like, the general idea of CHAISE. We have developed different types of resources for learning. We have developed a MOOC, which is online and easily accessible, and we have developed a 5 semesters VET program, so professional education, and that we hope is going to be adopted in all countries, and through building national blockchain skills partnerships.
And through your different analysis that you do yearly on the different countries in Europe, which is the country that is more advanced in education, or which has less shortage?
I mean, there's shortage generally everywhere. For instance, I can tell, for instance, regarding Italy, we have a need for blockchain skills professionals, but we are delivering more, compared to other countries, more graduates that have some blockchain knowledge, not necessarily haven't had a complete education in blockchain, but they had some blockchain elements in their curricula. Okay. Normally, these students come from IT backgrounds, so computer engineering, this kind of courses. Then they maybe have some modules of blockchain, so they arrive to the market with some knowledge of blockchain. Still, this is not enough. But Italy, for instance, in that sense, is quite well equipped compared to other countries. Yes. So yeah, but yeah, and regarding, I mean, I don't know I don't have the data on all countries right now. At hand, so I wouldn't dare to say more. But and also we are reviewing this right now. We are reviewing the data for 2023. So, and it's changing a little bit. The methodology changed a little bit. So we'll see. Now we have a round of consultation with national experts on the results. So after that, I'll be able to tell more regarding the offering, regarding the growth on blockchain skill supply and demand on the various European countries. However, it's not yet how to say, vetted, like the content, right? We have to do this rounds of consultations first, and then we can publish everything.
Yeah, I also have a question regarding the CHAISE project, but more from the angle of the blockchain, because currently the blockchain is blockchain sector in general, it's affected by many challenges. And I was wondering how your project, how the CHAISE project responds to those challenges.
Well, the CHAISE project responds to the challenge of specifically of the lack of blockchain skilled professionals, right? So this is the main objective, but it also provides resources that could help the general people to understand blockchain and understand how it works and its use in several different contexts, industries, and applications. So these are the two challenges that CHAISE solves, and of course, offering educations to address the mismatch.
Yeah. And do you have, like, for the CHAISE project, any upcoming initiatives or specific objectives that you would like to reach and or to create?
So we are at the last year of projects, at least for what is covered by the call, the Erasmus call. And this year, of course, we still have to deliver all the yearly research. One is the one that I just mentioned, but then we are right now starting to build the national partnerships. So we're trying to create networks in the various countries to make sure that the outcomes of CHAISE get leveraged even after the completion of the project, right? So that's education providers in Italy, in France, in Spain, and the various countries actually use the resources, and that there is dissemination of what we have done, and we can keep building the blockchain skills capacity in the various countries. So this is the objective of this year, basically, since we have developed the mock, we have developed the VET material, and now it's time to really make sure that in each country, it's not just an effort of the consortium or a high-level effort, but in each country there are people who keep working on what we have done.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we will do. There will be national information days in all the countries part of the consortium, so event locally that we will do to promote the CHAISE project. So this is what we are looking forward this year. A lot of things happening locally compared to the previous years.
And apart from the CHAISE project, like as we know, you're also co-chair of the Education Working Group of INATBA. And tell us briefly, like, what are the main objectives of this working group?
So the objective of INATBA's Education Working Group is twofold. So on one side is identifying and providing recommendations on the definition, the standardization of blockchain skills and education, both on academic and professional level. And on the other side is more generally creating occasion to exchange knowledge and ideas to tackle issues of blockchain skills capacity building or blockchain in general, and promoting knowledge on blockchain. We collaborate with another body of INATBA, which is the academic advisory body. So with academia, basically representative from academia to do so. Because of course there is a myth that says that blockchain is only interesting to tech people, we said, or finance people, but it's not so. And the idea of the Education Working Group is that we should make blockchain accessible to everyone. And when I say everyone, and that's the focus of last year, I mean citizens, because blockchain is going to affect the life of everyone. Basically, it's not just tech people or finance people. So
indeed, and there is another myth. The myth of blockchain is for men.
True.
So how do you feel as a woman in the blockchain industry?
We are a minority. That's certain. So that's certainly not at times not easy, but it's a sector full of opportunities. Blockchain should not and does not look at gender, right? So it's a technology that should, in principle, be the most democratic and most empowering for women as well. Think about, other countries where having access to cryptocurrency or blockchain is really, really empowering for women. It's even more, in a way that it's more disruptive than for us, for instance, who live in European countries. And so I know that leadership positions, even in blockchain for women, are very little. There was a recent research from Media that says that there's just 9% of blockchain startups that are led by women. That was interesting. So that's a fact that we are a minority. But I think that people are women are getting, representation in conferences, online, through occasions like the one of today, like initiatives like yours. And with this kind of work, at some point, we'll reshape cultural norms, because basically that's what it is. It is also cultural norms that we have to change. So the more exposure women in the blockchain sector get, the better it's going to be. So that's why important to be out there.
Indeed, and thank you for being a representative of women in blockchain. Your path is very impressive, and I really like how you started and what you have achieved through the different position you have had, and also what you're doing today. It's very amazing to see you at the board of the learning category at INATBA as well. So it's very impressive to see all those achievements and to be able to represent a career path into the blockchain industry, and to see all the impact that we can have on society, and to see all what is still to be done, because there is many things still to be done. So it's very interesting to jump into that industry now and be part of the transformation. I think it's really a good moment. And yes, this would be my closure to everyone, to tell everyone that if you have an interest, there is different positions, different way to get into the industry, and that is very a transformative one and very interesting one.
Yes, absolutely, and it's still early.
Yes,
but as I said, Web3 Web3 is coming. The word that we discussed, in which blockchain is central, is coming, I think. So we need to get equipped right now.
And so if we can give one advice to the people listening, how to get access to the resources of the CHAISE project, and if they want to get some education, they go on your website. You have
Yes, there's a website online, and you can freely access the MOOC platform on ThinkFic and choose the specialization path. So if you are more in a managerial aspect, involved professionally, or want to be a manager, there is a path for that. If you are like a developer or want to become a developer, there is a path for that, or architect. Okay. So there is literally content that is useful for a lot of different professionals, even people who are not techie. Okay. So go on the website. There are materials in 12 languages, videos that you can access, and you can even, at the completion of the several modules, you get a badge, so you can showcase what you have learned. Okay.
And is it something that will be certified at the EU level, this badge?
It's given by the CHAISE consortium, but I mean, and from one of the partners, but the blockchain architect and blockchain developer figures are recognized in the ESCO.
Okay.
So they are officially recognized basically right now. So yeah,
I think it's good to know, yes, for the people who would like to learn and then apply for jobs. It's good to know that it's certified by ESCO. Yeah.
Yes, it's recognized. It's included in the ESCO. Okay. So you can find it right now. If you browse on the ESCO skills and occupations, you'll find your occupation under blockchain architect and blockchain developer. which is something that we accomplished with CHAISE. So I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, me too. I'm proud for you. And thank you for contributing to more people joining the space and the blockchain industry. And I would like to close today with thank you, Nino, as well, for being here with us today and having this very nice conversation. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.